two possible outcomes. Does Kafka defeat Kaiju number 9 and collapse exhausted and victorious to face public scrutiny? Or does Kafka defeat number 9 and, having spent far too much time in Kaiju number 8's rage state, go feral and force his friends to hunt him down, leaving the defense force to face public scrutiny? Those are the two potential ends for this fight we have been building up to, that we have been staring down for several chapters now. So, did Matsumoto give us either one of those? Hello, my wonderful viewers, and welcome to another episode of Betty Adams Overanalyzes. Today, we are going to take a fully spoilery look at Kaiju number 8, chapter 113. If you don't want any spoilers, you can go click below the video to get yourself a copy of my book, Humans Are Weird, I Have the Data, a collection of short, absurd science fiction stories. And, of course, Matsumoto, the master of the corkscrew plot twist, gave us neither of those two outcomes. Do we really think for a moment that the beloved main character of a Shonen Jump manga is going to suffer a plot armor failure and actually die? Of course not. But, do we have any idea what bizarre twist the next chapter is going to bring? Equally no. Matsumoto has left us in the strange position for a Shonen Jump fandom of having no idea what's going to happen next. At the beginning of the chapter, we witness the gleaming blue irises of Kaiju number 8 that completely fill his eye sockets, gradually shrink, revealing the black at their edges, indicating that the human mind was once again solidly in control. I, like the rest of you, read this as Kafka ending the fight utterly exhausted, but ultimately in control of the body. This would have led, most likely, to him transforming back to human in front of all those cameras, leading to a story arc where Kafka and the Defense Force have to deal with the natural publicity fallout of that. But no. Matsumoto wasn't happy with that ending. So instead, we get the perfectly logical outcome of Kaiju number 9 being a hard-hearted, sneaky manipulator, as we saw with the Dark Kokoru clone, and Kafka, being selfless but short-sighted, rush into danger and solve it with his fists hero type. Kaiju number 9 starts being suspicious as heck, and Kaiju number 8 moves in closer to finish him, and for his trouble gets stabbed right in the core. But what happens next? Will this finally kill Kaiju number 8, ridding Kafka of both his Kaiju power and the burden that comes with it, leaving him free to be just another Defense Force officer? Will it be the push that sends Kaiju number 8 over the edge into full feral rage? Will there be a full main character death fakeout? Because, come on, we know Kafka isn't dying here. Will Kafka's mind be pulled into the joined bodies of Kaiju number 9, allowing him to find and communicate with and possibly free the Director General and possibly other stolen Defense Force officers? We don't know. We can't know. And I find that terribly exciting. New chapter coming in 11 days, people. Now, aside from the main plot beats, there were also so many threads being gathered up and spread out for the story reveal. Firstly, Little Guy does not just have a generic hate for all-powerful kaiju, like I really suspected. Instead, its hate is focused specifically on Kaiju number 9. Something happened between Little Guy and the protoform, chibi form of Kaiju number 9 over 400 years previously during the Daikaiju attack of 1657, when most of the city of Edo was burned down along with the surrounding countryside and so many Kaiju slayers died. Based on the real-life Great Fire of 1657, really interesting story if you want to go look it up. Remember to keep your lumber yards well away from your populated centers, people. Secondly, this was when the samurai ghost that Kafka saw at the shrine that commemorates that battle fought and died. This pretty much secures the theory that what Kafka saw at the shrine was one of Little Guy's memories of a past Kaiju shifter, one of those ghosts in the machine that Kokoru experienced. Most probably one of Little Guy's previous hosts, and not just Little Guy warning Kafka of another powerful Kaiju-type weapon. So we can split down those two theories into one. This also is something of an answer to why Little Guy was looking for Kafka. While not outright stating it, this does strongly indicate that Little Guy was just looking for a host that met certain qualifications of physical body type, mental state, and having specific goals. Any human who met those qualifications would do. able to host him, able to be a Defense Force officer, willing to be a Defense Force officer. We find out that Kaiju number 9 has very specific knowledge of how situations like Little Guy and Kafka's symbiosis work. When a symbiotic kaiju like Little Guy, who is very old, finds a host, there is a transition period where the human host and the kaiju have to form a mental link that will give the human access to the kaiju's memories. Usually the host gains more power as they unlock more memories. Kaiju number 8 is an anomaly in Kaiju number 9's experience, as Kafka was able to unlock a tremendous amount of power without forming a mental link of any depth with Little Guy. We have it confirmed that the being, the intelligence we know as Kaiju number 9, is only a small part of a larger whole, a single mushroom fruit body that was able, through intelligence and willpower, able to take control of the entire underground mycorrhizae network of the larger fungal body. With Kaiju number 9 destroyed, there will now be no intelligence guiding the larger mass of Kaiju. So, while Kaiju number 9 does in fact appear to be dead, the larger threat he represents is only just becoming apparent. So, here we stand at the end of chapter 113. Kaiju number 8 has taken a core-shattering blow from Kaiju number 9. Kaiju number 8's eyes are fully whited out, indicating that whether he lives or dies, he is completely feral, and Kafka's mind has no control over the body. The entire world is watching over the live streams. Mina and her BFG are out of shots. Every powerful player in the Defense Force is exhausted to the point of collapse, and the mind that has been controlling a massive Daikaiju threat is now dead. All bets are off. But what is yours, my wonderful viewer? What do you think is going to happen in 11 days when chapter 114 drops? Leave me a comment below the video. It gives me joy to hear what you think on these matters. Hit that like and subscribe button, and peace out, my wonderful viewers.
Escape into another world with the writings of author Betty Adams. Two worlds, one of utter absurdity, one of dramatic tension, both alike in aliens absolutely astounded by human behavior. Humans are weird, short, absurd science fiction stories. Flying sparks, dragons, aliens, and things that go boom in the night.
Books available on Amazon, Barnes & Noble, Kobo by Rakuten, Google Play Books, and at authorBettyAdams.com for a signed copy.